Check. Good morning and happy Thursday. Welcome into ARC Southeast Texas. It is right at 10 o'clock this morning. So hopefully your day is off to a good start, kind of getting ready to maybe think about plans for lunch and preparing for all that, which is good if that's you because it's Beaumont Restaurant Week. So
yeah, lots of good places to eat, some good deals, and I hope y'all been watching because we've had so many good places on the show.
So many.
I mean, that pizza we had yesterday was pretty good.
So. Yeah, lots of stuff yesterday, even today, and the 8 o'clock hour, and then still we're going to continue, of course, today for our 10 o'clock hour of ARC Southeast Texas. So there's going to be plenty of options. You're going to have to plan out your stops because there's just so much that you got to check off the list. So we'll be talking with who today?
Burger Daddy.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of them.
Look so good from the pictures.
Ooh,
excited. Yeah.
Okay.
Excited, so.
Okay. Well, there you go. Well, so prepared to. We're going to make you hungry a little bit later. So, but before we kind of get to all of that stuff, do want to take a look at some of the headlines. Still continuing some of our election coverage because there's a lot to cover whenever it happens, the aftermath and everything like that. Plus, this morning, we have an exclusive report. Emergency responders expressing anger and concern about the future of Hardin County ESD2.
Plus, Beaumont firefighters and the city preparing for a new round of talks next week after yesterday's contract negotiations ended without an agreement.
And Vidor ISD voters saying yes, they'll get a lot of bang for their buck in a bond election to pay for major school improvements. We'll have a look at what those improvements include coming up in just a little bit.
Diving right in, a KFDM Fox 4 exclusive, emergency responders unleashing their anger and concern about the future of Hardin County ESD2.
Now, they say Lumberton Fire and EMS is losing members in droves. Fox 4's Taylor Justice shares why they're walking away from the work they love so much.
The former firefighters and one former EMS worker met with KFDM in Lumberton, not far from the fire station that was their home away from home for so long. They began leaving after the ESD board voted on October 3rd not to renew Jeff McNeil's contract as fire chief.
Majority of the citizens want to know why was he terminated? What's the goals of the department now? And so far, the board and the new interim chief have been quiet.
They claim more than a dozen firefighters and responders have left, but tell us their concern began even before that decision.
My job is to go into a burning building, put myself at risk to save others. I need a support system behind me. And they took that from us when they took Chief McNeil.
A former paramedic has questions about training and what she calls the number of staff still working for ESD2.
Some of them have not gone through training, which is EVOS that you have to do through the department, or they don't have the licensure to drive even the fire truck itself. As far as firefighter certification goes, most of them do not have interior certifications. They cannot go inside of the burning building.
Report. We did attempt to contact the board president, Jim Phillip, a number of times for comment, but we weren't able to reach him. The board is deciding whether to promote internally or hire a search firm to find the next fire chief.
Well, Beaumont firefighters and the city preparing for a new round of talks next week after yesterday's contract negotiations ended without an agreement. They met for a third time in council chambers to negotiate a new contract. The city has offered a 16% pay increase over 4 years and more money for pensions. The two sides still not seeing eye to eye on incentive pay, the language in certain parts of the contract, and a second assistant chief's position. Firefighters are working under a contract extension while they negotiate a new deal with the city.
Well, early voting is apparently making a big difference in many elections across Southeast Texas.
We're learning early votes accounted for more than 80% of the ballots in Jefferson County's turnout.
More than 72,000 people, to be exact, voted early in Jefferson County. The total ballots cast on Election Day was an estimated 86,000, accounting for more than half of registered voters in Jefferson County. That means only about 14,000 people in the county voted on Election Day. The two biggest races impacted the most by the early voting turnout were the Jefferson County Sheriff's race, in which the incumbent Sheriff Zena Stevens won with 55% of the vote. Another race, Kate Carroll, winning her race for tax assessor collector by the same margin. Jefferson County Clerk Roxana Costa-Hellberg says it appears a lot of people are changing their views on early voting.
He's calling it Morning in America. Congressman Brian Babin comparing Donald Trump's second election as president to Ronald Reagan's second campaign, telling the nation it's better off with him in the White House than his opponent. Fox 4's Aaron Mack sat down with Congressman Babin in his district office at the Tyler County Courthouse. Babin talked about Donald Trump's election victory, saying he is fully behind Trump. Babin telling us the president-elect wants to return America to its former glory. According to Babin, it begins with the border crisis and finding a solution. Another key goal, stabilizing the economy so more Americans can afford a home, groceries, the basics in life. He says everyone should have the opportunity to achieve the American dream and believes with Trump in office, that dream is alive and well.
Well, it is certainly shaping up to be a heated battle when Texas Republicans meet next month in Austin. The House GOP caucus will decide whether to endorse Dade Phelan of Beaumont for another term as Speaker or shift their support to Representative David Cook of North Texas. He claims to have the backing of the caucus, although a Speaker candidate must get 60% support to earn the official endorsement.
They are calling it a nearly $100 million bargain. Vidor ISD saying voters will get a lot of bang for their buck in a bond election to pay for major school improvements.
Yeah, let's take a look at the numbers real quick, just in case you missed them from election night on Tuesday. The $98 million bond issue passed 54% to 46%.
This means improvements are now on the horizon. Fox 4's Sydney Ferguson reports on reaction to the bond passing and the steps the district plans to take next.
Vidor ISD Superintendent Jay Kilgo can't help but spread good news as he works
Hey, Miss Jordan, how are you today? Hey, you're getting a new classroom.
about improvements coming to the district's campuses.
They favored the proposal, so it's really exciting to see that we're going to be able to move forward with these projects.
The district wants to improve safety and security at all campuses, upgrading classrooms and the technology in them. Now that voters have approved a $98 million bond issue, it will. Where lower cost bond issues in the past have only aimed to help one school and failed, Kilgo attributes the success of this one to a shifted perspective and a wealth of information.
We've spent at least 2 years talking, meeting, touring the campuses, forming committees, listening to different ideas. We tailored this proposition to have improvements spread throughout the district.
The district will add grades to some campuses and close the junior high. The high school will receive a new 2-story wing, and the cosmetology program will get a new classroom. The bond issue will raise taxes for VISD homes, but the superintendent says at most, homeowners will see an extra $7.50 a month. Kilgo says the improvements are much anticipated and deserved by students and staff. The next step is to get to work.
Something like this can really lead us into the next level in Vidor. And so we're looking forward to doing anything we can to build our community, make us the best we can be, and just continue to build capacity for everyone in our district.
Kilgo applauds voters for their dedication to the district and willingness to improve it for future generations. I'm Sydney Ferguson reporting in Vidor.
The superintendent estimates the district will save up to $1 million a year by consolidating from 6 campuses to 5. Voters could see the plan improvements as soon as next summer.
Yeah, it should be quick.
Yeah,
Impressive.
Well, in Beaumont ISD, voters giving their seal of approval to a tax rate election that will lead to critical pay raises for teachers. The ISD voters approved the proposition 56% to 44%, as you see there. Nearly 37,000 people cast ballots. The measure was ahead from early voting all the way through the final count. The superintendent telling us the yes vote will help make the ISD teacher salaries more competitive with districts that are similar in size.
Dr. Shannon Allen says the vote offers a powerful statement about community support for schools, students, and the district's future. The state hasn't increased the minimum amount it provides for each student since 2019. The ISD tried to tighten its belt and make cuts wherever possible, but Dr. Allen says salaries still didn't keep pace with the state average. The election will allow the district to give teachers 3% raises over and above the 2% increase the district was able to provide. We want to get you to our segment called The Rundown, giving you a sneak peek at one of the stories our reporters are working on today.
Fox 4 reporter Maya Caleb is live from our newsroom to tell us what she'll be working on today. Maya?
All right, good morning, Jade and Macy. So we're actually going to be going to Hardin County today to look into a case that officials say is one of the worst ones to come out of the area. Jeremy Ryan Smith was arrested last week in Brazoria County related to a 2009 cold case for child molestation of a baby, and he was transported by Lumberton police to Hardin County this week. And so the cuffs that they used on him was actually of the late Lieutenant Joey Bro, and he started this investigation and passed away 3 years ago with a courageous battle with cancer. So we're just going to be doing a deep dive in this today, and we will have more information for you guys this evening.
All right, thank you, Maya. So her report, Fox on 5:30, CBS at 5 and 6. And a important note there is, I think a lot of people think cold cases are typically just homicides, but in this, obviously, these cases, child molestation, rape, things like that, they can still go cold, but they still, are trying to crack those cases, bring people to justice and those kinds of things.
I was gonna say they're always working to try and solve a case wherever they can. So it'd be an interesting story there.
Now to some more political news. Donald Trump won the election. Now what? We'll take a look at his presidential plans after the break. Now that Donald Trump secured a second term, what's next? National correspondent Kayla Gaskins has a look from West Palm Beach, Florida.
Please welcome President-elect Donald J. Trump.
Donald Trump using his victory speech in the early hours of Wednesday morning as a look to the future.
We're going to make this so great.
Once in office, he's promised to tackle top issues he campaigned on, such as fighting inflation, fixing the economy, and securing the border.
We're going to have to seal up those borders, and we're going to have to let people come into our country. We want people to come back in, but we have to let them come back in, but they have to come in legally.
Trump has also promised to increase tariffs, a move he says will boost domestic production. Critics, though, fear it will make inflation worse as the cost gets passed on to consumers in the form of higher prices. Trump also taking a moment during the victory speech to highlight those who helped him win.
Unbelievable people standing by my side. I hope that you're going to be looking back someday and say that was one of the truly important moments of my life when I voted for this group of people.
Those who stood by him could be potential cabinet members, such as Elon Musk, Democrat turned Republican Tulsi Gabbard, and billionaire Vivek Ramaswamy. Trump giving a special thanks to his vice president-elect, J.D. Vance.
He's turned out to be a good choice.
Well, Mr. President, I appreciate you allowing me to join you on this incredible journey. I thank you for the trust that you placed in me.
Trump's main goal, he says, is to undo all of President Biden's policies and pick up where he left off 4 years ago. In West Palm Beach, Florida, I'm Kayla Gaskins.
Well, still to come this morning, we've got the Humane Society of Southeast Texas bringing in another adoptable friend for us. We'll check out who it is next.
Welcome back to ARC Southeast Texas. We are joined this morning with Eddie Johnson with the Humane Society of Southeast Texas with another adoptable friend. This is Gloria.
Gloria's so sweet. Gloria's just a little pup, which she's a little bit older,
Yes, she's 8 years old.
8 years old. But I'll tell you, we walked into the green room just a second ago to go get both of them, and immediately she jumped down on the floor and like ran directly to us. So we were like, okay, and she just
very friendly.
She's so sweet and just wants the attention. So tell us a little bit about Gloria.
So Gloria came to us almost 2 weeks ago as a stray in one of the last big storms that we had. She had a pretty severe flea infestation.
Mm-hmm.
The owners picked her up as a stray that was living under her brother's porch.
Oh, wow.
So they brought her in. They didn't want to see her out in the rain anymore. So we got her vetted, got her treated. She's spayed, up to date on vaccines. She's ready to go home.
I wonder how long she's been under there.
They said they'd been feeding her for almost a couple months.
Oh,
wow.
But nobody ever picked her up. We did the state recommended 5-day stray hold.
Yeah.
Nobody came forth to claim her. So
I mean, do you think that it probably was a situation where she had owners and they just kind of, or
I mean, we couldn't really say. I mean, you can tell she had been taken care of at one point, but the nails were overgrown, flea infestation.
right?
So
What kind of dog do you think she is?
she's a Yorkie mix, is what we
Okay.
believe. So
She's very small and so sweet and just so, look, she's so chill. And she's got a little sweater on too. She's so cute.
It is a little cold in here.
It is. I don't blame you, Gloria. Oh, she's so tiny. I was gonna say, let me see. She didn't really like the texture of the tail, but stand her up so you can see her actual size. And she's got the cutest little tail wagging earlier.
Oh, look at that.
Look at her in her sweater. She got all dressed up for us. Oh, Gloria.
Any idea if like she does well with their dogs, that kind of thing?
Yeah, so far she's done well with other dogs. We haven't tested her with cats yet, but we will do that. It's National Senior Pet Month for November,
Oh,
so
is
that's
it?
why we brought Miss Gloria. So if you're interested in adopting Gloria, just jump on our website and do the application. We'll have a response within 24 hours.
Yeah, I feel like that's a good month to have too, right? Because I think a lot of times whenever folks are looking for pets and animals, they immediately go to the
Yeah.
puppies and the
Yeah.
kittens. I
Yeah.
mean, how often do you guys have that happen?
Yeah, so especially around the holiday seasons coming up, unfortunately, a lot of times we see it's out with the old to get in with the new,
Yeah.
unfortunately, but at the same time, these guys need love too.
Yeah. I say just as important and need just as much love.
And you know, it is personal preference, but I like the older animals. I went to a shelter on a story a couple of years ago, and there was a really sad situation with this cat that was 12 years old. Brought him home, and you know they don't have all the same. You know, you got to teach a kitten, you got to teach a puppy, and this one is ready to go, and so I'm sure she's the same. So
The older ones appreciate it more.
yeah, and they,
think
you know,
so.
they're probably a lot more calm. You don't have to worry about, you know, tripping over
Yeah.
an older dog versus a puppy. So
Hi. I say the energy is always like if you're looking for something more
Right.
mellow,
Yes.
usually the older
Yes.
dogs. And she's so small too. She'd be like a good little apartment dog too.
uh-huh.
She was a great car rider on the way over here too. so.
Oh,
Good deal. That's always a plus.
oh, look, she is so sweet. She just wants to be pet. I was
loved.
gonna say,
Oh, look.
she's getting
On belly
cozy.
rubs.
She is so sweet. Oh my gosh, someone needs to adopt Gloria.
Yeah. Look at that. Oh, look at her tail.
Look. Okay, well that's adorable. Okay, so again, real quick, if folks do want to adopt Gloria, what do they need to do? How much?
Jump on our website, humanesocieofsoutheasttexas.org. The adoption fee is $79. Again, she's already spayed, fully vaccinated, heartworm negative.
Yeah.
She's in fit health.
She's doing good. Okay, well thanks for bringing Gloria, and
Thank
make
y'all
sure
for having us.
hey, give the older animals a chance if you go to the animal shelter and are looking for your new friend to join the family, including Gloria. So, still to come this morning, we'll have some more ARC Southeast Texas for you.
Thank you. Good to see this cabinet and the staff together here. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's good to see you all. Particularly good to see my granddaughter sitting in the front row here. Hi, Finn. How are you, honey? For over 200 years, America has carried on the greatest experiment in self-government in the history of the world. And that's not hyperbole, that's a fact. We're the people. The people vote and choose their own leaders, and they do it peacefully. And we're in a democracy. The will of the people always prevails. Yesterday, I spoke with President-elect Trump to congratulate him on his victory. And I assured him that I'd direct my entire administration to work with his team to ensure a peaceful and orderly transition. That's what the American people deserve. Yesterday, I also spoke with Vice President Harris. She's been a partner and a public servant. She ran an inspiring campaign, and everyone got to see something that I learned early on to respect so much, her character. She has a backbone like a ramrod. She has great character, true character. She gave her whole heart and effort, and she and her entire team should be proud of the campaign they ran. You know, the struggle for the soul of America since our very founding has always been an ongoing debate and still vital today. I know for some people, it's a time for victory, to state the obvious. For others, it's a time of loss. Campaigns are contests of competing visions. The country chooses one or the other. We accept the choice the country made. I've said many times, you can't love your country only when you win. You can't love your neighbor only when you agree. Something that I hope we can do, no matter who you voted for, is see each other not as adversaries, but as fellow Americans. Bring down the temperature. I also hope we can lay to rest the question about the integrity of the American electoral system. It is honest, it is fair, and it is transparent. And it can be trusted, win or lose. I also hope we can restore the respect for all our election workers who busted their necks and took risks at the outset. We should thank them for staffing voting sites, counting the votes, protecting the very integrity of the election. Many of them are volunteers who do it simply out of love for their country. And as they did their duty as citizens, I will do my duty as president. I'll fulfill my oath, and I will honor the Constitution. On January 20th, we'll have a peaceful transfer of power here in America. To all our
And what you heard there was President Biden obviously talking about the election happened on Tuesday and election results, about President-elect Donald Trump and what that peaceful transfer of power will look like come January. We are live streaming that if you would like to listen to it in its totality on our KFDM News Facebook page. So that way you can watch the rest of the speech. Of course, we'll also have highlights coming up at noon on KFDM News at noon there, and throughout the evening as well here on Fox 4 and on CBS. So getting back to a little bit of ARC Southeast Texas, though, speaking of the election, maybe you stayed up a little too late watching those election results or just aren't sleeping well in general. A new report shows you may want to add a few foods to your nightly menu. Medical reporter Liz Bonas shares what to eat for a good night's sleep.
Hey there, everybody, if you're feeling a little of the aftermath of a late night, these foods as part of a late night menu may help your snoozing.
There are so many things that are influenced by how well we sleep, and unfortunately,
most of us struggle with sleep at some point in our lives.
Dr. Steve Amoyles of Ohio's Christ Hospital Aim for Wellbeing uses several therapies to help with sleep, including this laser treatment to ease sleep apnea and snoring.
Having, a means to be able to solve this was really outstanding.
But a therapy like this always just one part of improving sleep.
we see a lot of sleep divorces where people can't sleep together.
Dr. Moyle says mind-body exercise such as yoga can help improve sleep, and so can a few foods and drinks that provide essential nutrients. The Sleep Foundation recommends 6 to help with snoozing. They include kiwis packed with vitamin C, milk, and cherries, which can help supply melatonin. Fatty fish such as salmon has vitamin D. Getting 3 servings a week may help release and regulate the feel-good hormone serotonin for sleep. And finally, nuts and rice may help reduce insomnia, especially if you get that rice at dinner instead of bread or pasta.
Now, these, of course, work best with a healthy diet overall. With your health news, I'm Liz Bonus reporting.
It's an issue that's been in the news a lot lately. Foodborne illnesses can lead to hospitalizations, even death. And every year in the U.S., an estimated 48 million people get sick from their food.
And today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has the key steps to prevent food poisoning.
Of the millions of Americans who get sick from foodborne illnesses every year, the CDC estimates 128,000 are hospitalized and 3,000 die.
That just a small number of bacteria can actually cause illness.
Dr. Sanjay Gupta says many of the foodborne illnesses making headlines lately are happening outside the home. He says whoever preps food needs to pay close attention to temperature and avoid the danger zone, which is between 40 and 140 degrees.
So if you're getting cold food, it should be colder than 40 degrees. If you're getting warm food, it should be steaming hot, greater than 140 degrees. Do those things. That'll go a long way towards keeping you safe.
The CDC says protecting against foodborne illness at home can be done with 4 simple steps. First, clean. That means washing your hands before, during, and after preparing food and after handling things like uncooked meat. You should also make sure utensils, cutting boards, and countertops are clean. And rinse fresh fruits and veggies under running water. The next step is separate. Keep raw meat, chicken and poultry, seafood and eggs away from other foods. Don't use the same cutting boards during food prep. Third, cook foods to the right temperature. Using a food thermometer is the only way to do that. Finally, chill. Refrigerate perishable food within 2 hours. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
The CDC says to never thaw food on the counter because that can cause bacteria to multiply. Instead, thaw it in the refrigerator in cold water or in the microwave. Some good tips because you don't want food poisoning. It's not fun.
I know, and I'm so weird about that, and people make fun of me. But I did a story last year on the situation around Thanksgiving, and I really took those tips very seriously. And that 2-hour window, you know, the temperature, and I'm just very, very weird about it. My mom's like, you know, people don't get food poisoning that often. I'm like, it takes one time.
That's it.
One
That's
time.
all.
So we're weird at my house about it.
It's smart to be safe though. Well, still to come this morning, we're going to be talking about Beaumont Restaurant Week, and we're talking some good burgers. So with Burger Daddy. So stay tuned.
welcome back to ARC Southeast Texas. Another day means another business that we're having on for Beaumont Restaurant Week. This morning we are joined with Quentin Taylor, the owner of Burger Daddy's food truck, to talk about what he has to offer. So tell us a little bit about what you offer.
I do burgers and fries right now. I do chopped cheese. I do cheesesteaks. Simple American foods.
Yeah, lots of stuff. First of all, it smells delicious. I wish you guys could smell. This is like one of those things where it just truly, as soon as you like open it up, it's like, oh my gosh, so good. So how did Burger Daddy get started?
Well, I've always wanted to cook for people. And after I ended my IT career, I decided to open up a food truck. I figured that'd be the easiest way to get into it. And so we were missing smash burgers, chopped cheese, and cheesesteaks around in this area. It was hard to find any of them. So I just put my own spin on it.
Yeah.
That way with it.
Interesting transition. I like that.
Right. Do you have a background in food, or was it just kind of a hobby? And
It's just always been a hobby. I've always loved food. I've always wanted
leap
to
of
cook.
faith there.
Yeah.
Cool. How long have you been open?
About 2 years now.
Okay, good deal.
I've been cooking, yeah.
And so obviously food truck. So do you kind of do things on the weekend, go here and there? Do you have set locations that you go visit?
Normally I'm at Red's Ice House. I'll be there for the next 2 weeks, and I post on my Facebook where I'm going to be after that.
And you kind of mentioned too, talking about smash burgers, and I feel that there's, we're having trouble finding some around Southeast Texas. Smash burgers are unique and they are different than a regular burger. I mean, kind of explain how so.
Well, the patties are smashed really thin, and you get these little lacy burnt edges. Not burnt, but the Maillard effect, if you want to be a nerd. And it's all about the burger sauce and the pickles and simplicity, really, and good bread.
And what do we got going on here? Is this
That's
like a
my
special?
That's my burger sauce. This is what kind of started everything. I've sold it to restaurants. And it's good on everything.
I feel like that's kind of I don't want to say like a movement per se, but these hamburgers now that people are making, they've got their special sauces to go with it. So, and I'm here for it because I like sauce.
Okay.
But
yeah. Oh, I'm a sauce connoisseur. Like I need sauce for everything. So this already got me sold. What kind of obviously you do smash burgers. What would you say is the #1 fan favorite, and then maybe what's your favorite?
The favorite's probably the cheesesteak.
Really?
Which I'm going to be bringing back very soon.
Yeah.
I've been doing a simple menu for the last, month about. And my favorite's actually a chopped cheese, which I've never seen any of those down here until I brought them in, a couple years ago.
I was going to say, I don't even know what that is.
My version of a chopped cheese, it's actually from New York. It's New York, like workers' food. But my version is smashed patties with meat, it's meat, cheese, sauce, and the pickles all chopped up on the grill. And then I serve it on a hoagie bun.
Oh,
extra sauce. It's messy. It's delicious.
It sounds good. Usually, if it is messy, that means that's a guarantee that it's going to be good too. So, wow. I mean, it looks great. Smells good too. So, for the folks who are obviously it's Beaumont Restaurant Week, what kind of deals are you doing?
I'm doing 10% off of everything, any purchase.
Okay.
So
perfect. Wow, looks good. Go explore and try. We got to go try the chopped cheese.
I know. Okay, so this week, where can people find you?
I'll be at Red's Ice House tonight, this weekend, and then over the next weekend.
They can find you on social media though.
Yeah, we'll be posting.
Okay. So Facebook, there it is, all the information that you need, and good deals. Well, hopefully y'all stay very busy with Beaumont Restaurant Week and for the weeks to come. We are so happy that you joined us today, and it smells amazing. So if you're looking for somewhere to head out, local, supporting local, you got this one. But stay tuned for more ARC Southeast Texas after the break.
Welcome back to ARC Southeast Texas and our community spotlight. In the spotlight, our friend Kathy Hughes, who we love, the director of the Ben J. Rogers Visitor Center, that you have to go. And, you know, basically she's here to give us a reason to go.
That's right.
Very, very nice reason too, because it's Veterans Day. And I
Monday.
love, here in Southeast Texas, we honor our veterans so much, and it's so important to do that every day, specifically on Veterans Day. And this has become a tradition at the Visitor
It has
Center.
since 2009.
Wow, so 2009. Okay, let me
I
do-
was like, that's
let me do
15
the
years.
15 year. Oh, it's the 15th anniversary of it. Okay, I had to do my math, and it's very slow.
I did it in the green room.
Yeah, so that is fantastic. So tell us about what will be taking place, and again, it's open to everyone.
It's open to everyone, and we have refreshments afterwards. It's a time for us to, it's really a remembrance ceremony. We will have the national anthem. We will have a local captain who's retired come in and speak. It's just a time for us to remember that some gave some, but some gave all.
Exactly.
And no, all gave some, but some gave all.
Right.
And it's a time for us to thank them. And we are very honored as a staff that that they have chosen us to come and do this remembrance ceremony. We are honored that they chose us. So, and then we have the All Veterans Memorial, and we also have the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, and Regina gave us a love statue. So we have a lot, and the Beaumont sign. So we have a lot of places for you can come out and take selfies also,
they're-
our
they're-
family pictures.
They're fantastic. So if you haven't been, the Visitor Center, easy to find. It's in front of Ford Park, out on the side if you're heading east. And then it's right there in front of Ford Park. You can enter there. And it's a visitor center for, of course, tourists. But I think people who live in Southeast Texas should visit it because it's amazing. And like you said,
Everybody's
it
a
has
tourist.
2 veterans memorials right there
That's right,
outside.
that's
and,
right.
and you mentioned Regina Rogers, of course, named after her
father.
So it's really a nice, her little, from her gift of life, she has those, those little love, those hearts. And she has one in front. So it's really easy to find. What time will it be held?
It is 11/11 at 11. So the 11th month at the 11th hour.
Yeah.
So 11th month, 11th day, 11th hour every year. And weather permitting, we will be outside and we will have patriotic music. And it will make you get goosebumps.
Exactly. I think, do we have, I'm not sure, Lisa, if we have a graphic or John, basically, but with the details that name the speakers. But again, there is a speaker who will be speaking, of course.
She's a captain.
Captain.
And I'm sorry, I can't remember her name at the moment. But we gave the flyer to your producer. So
But that's all you need to know. All you have to do.
Gave her my cheat
You
sheet.
can go to the Jefferson County right there. That's the email address.
Yes,
or the,
all you
the
have to do
website.
is go to our website, which is it's Explore Jefferson County TX, and we have a great event calendar. So you can find events on all 9 counties as well as our veterans events. And there's lots of places that will be giving discounts for the veterans on that day. The main event, you can get a double cheeseburger and get 30 minutes of play. And
there you
there's
go. So a lot of
so there's
events
just a
for
lot of
veterans.
stuff.
And all you have to show is your military ID.
Your military ID or your DD-214 or something that shows that you are a veteran.
So there you have it, guys. Of course, go to the Visitor Center, 11 a.m. on November 11th,
Armistice
which is
Day.
Monday. Yes. And then you have the if you need the information, just go to the website for Jefferson County.
Yes, and we're also
the
on
Visitor Center.
Facebook, on Instagram, and all that.
You'll
and,
find it. Yeah.
Mhm. And also, it's hosted by the Vietnam Veterans Local Chapter 232, I believe. And they have a Facebook page also. But just call us at the Visitor Center. We're easy to find, and we'd love to see you. And I always say, come have a cup of coffee with me.
And if you need to use the restroom, they're the cleanest restrooms. They're the best restrooms. Maybe Buc-ee's, hands down. So
We take great pride. We have people every day that will say, did y'all just open? Nope, we've been open since 2007.
brand new, survived a flood.
Yes, we survived a flood. Yes. And so we make our visitors feel like they are special because they are special.
And we're really honoring some special people Monday, our veterans. So go out there.
Of all ages.
Yes. If you're a veteran, definitely go out there. If not, support
Or
a veteran.
active.
Yes. or
Active duty.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's a great way to honor on Monday, special day for our country. So Kathy, thank you so much.
Thank you so much
And
for
you're
having
welcome
me.
anytime to bring us information.
I will.
There's lots going on. So definitely go visit the Ben J. Rogers Visitor Center right here just outside of Beaumont in Jefferson County. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Just about 10:49. Let's go ahead and take a look inside the newsroom and talk with KFDM's noon anchor, Patrina Adger.
Yeah, Patrina, tell us what we can expect for your show.
Hi, good afternoon, ladies. Here's what we're working on for the news show. Got the rundown, still working here, but this is what we're working on right now. A tragic story out of Orange County. The DPS is investigating a crash that killed a 57-year-old woman in Orange County. Now, that crash happened around 8 this morning during rush hour off Highway 62. We'll have the latest on that. And then another tragic story out of Houston. A Houston firefighter died overnight while battling a fire at a warehouse in East Houston. Fire officials said a wall collapsed, killing 42-year-old Marcelo Garcia. We'll have the latest on that story as well. And just moments ago, President Biden addressed the nation a short time ago on the election results and the transition of power to Donald Trump. CBS will send us a story on that. We'll tell you what's going on with that. Also, in my interview today at noon, the Beaumont United Band is participating in Battle of the Bands that's happening this weekend at Doggett Ford Park. All of that plus weather and more coming up on the news at noon. You don't want to miss it.
All right, thank you, Patrina. Of course, you can watch her live on KFDM and on our app and
Streaming, website, you name it. We got it going on. So plenty of options there. Still to come this morning, we'll be talking about our, what is it? The question of the day. It's almost the end of my day,
it's
so
like
my brain's gone.
It's Friday Eve.
There we go. We're close.
Week.
Well, from a new Mario game to an alarm clock, there is lots of Nintendo news this week. Rick Damigella reports.
Concordia, the bros set sail. Together they adventure without fail. From jungles to deserts and plenty more, that connects the islands shore to shore.
The Mario Brothers set sail. Nintendo has just released Mario and Luigi Brothership for the Switch console. The latest adventure featuring the plucky plumbers finds them able to wield the power of their brotherly bond to defeat enemies and complete their quest. If you can't get enough of the music from Animal Crossing New Horizons or Donkey Kong Country, you can now listen to them away from the games. Nintendo has released Nintendo Music. The streaming app features a wide selection of Nintendo game tunes. It's free for active members of the Nintendo Switch Online service and is available now for Android and iOS devices.
This is Nintendo Sound Clock Alarmo.
Yes, really. Nintendo has released its own alarm clock. Among its features, Nintendo Sound Clock Alarmo lets you wake up to the sounds of Mario's Mushroom Kingdom, along with other Nintendo game sounds. The device is currently available to paid Nintendo Switch Online members, with a public release slated for next year. Leveling up in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Hold on. Time for our question of the day.
This is a good one. I was, wow, more than 700 responses. The last time I looked, we were at 370. But
so many people.
We asked what's a hidden gem in Southeast Texas. This can mean restaurants. It can mean something to do. But honestly, I was looking for recommendations on what the art team can do. So starting with the Book Nook Inn Bed and Breakfast, that is a hidden gem in, where were we? Kirbyville? No. It's in like Lumberton area. It's off of Cooks Lake Road over there.
She's talking to our chief photographer, Jesus Lopez, in the back, just in case you can't see him. But
we went one day for a story, and it was just the coolest place, and the owners are really great. But Hole in the Wall restaurant, I've never even heard of that. Artesian Springs.
And you know what? Someone messaged me too and said Wright's Barbecue. They announced it's in Vidor.
Yes.
That they're closing soon, so that might be one to go. The man who owns it is retiring soon. So
yeah, and they've been around forever. Mama
Shangri-La
Kim's
Botanical Garden, of course, Pine Tree Lodge in LaBelle. I've heard that is a good place to go.
Stark Museum of Art. We have lots of museums here.
Big Thicket. Yeah, it's a big one. The Art Studio. Where else? Not hidden, but my fave spot, Nature's Brewing Company. That's a good one too. Also, I just have to say, I don't know if you guys saw this one. I thought this was the sweetest thing ever. Someone commented on this because I saw this yesterday. And Dave Morris commented and said, "My wife, so blessed to have found her." So sweet.
Macy's got a bleeding heart.
That's so sweet.
Bayou Cafe and Vidor. I pass that one every day.
He's like, on to the next. We're done with that topic. Cattleman's Kitchen in Winnie.
I haven't heard of most of these places, but this is why we asked. You know, there's so much to do, so much to eat in Southeast Texas. And we're trying to find them all. Fletcher Theater. We are excited about this one. Speaking of Jesus, we're going to see Dear Evan Hansen, which is a Broadway musical in December. He's going. He's looking at me like I'm crazy, but we're going. Ooh. And I was talking to some of the people at Letcher last week, and they said these shows are incredible. They are Broadway quality shows. So, and they have lots coming to the Letcher Theater. But yeah, so lots to see. We got, of course, the Museum of the Gulf Coast.
Yeah, that's one I definitely need to go to. Beaumont Farmers Market. Oh, that's Miles Hall. We had him on yesterday or the day before. I can't remember.
Redbird Barbecue.
Oh, I heard that's really good.
I love that place. My birthday was on Monday, and I wanted to go over the weekend for my birthday, and they were out of town at the barbecue festival in Lockhart, Texas.
Oh, fun.
I was like, I'm going to take that up with them this coming weekend because it is so good. So good. But you do have to wait in line. We get there early. Only about 30 minutes before opening, and then we, wait in line. It's never a bad wait unless it's raining.
I was gonna say, sounds like it might be worth it.
But it's worth it.
Yeah, go check out all these places. And if you want to see some more suggestions and check out some more hidden gems, and let us know, go to KFDM News on Facebook and find our question of the day and comments. That way we can.
This is a good resource for you too. 700 comments. There's lots to see, lots to do.
I know. I like to save it though. Someone said Chuck E. Cheese in Beaumont.
Oh, right. Well, we are so happy you joined us today. We'll see you back here tomorrow.